Good morning, everybody. This is like all up in my face. Can you see me and hear me? We're going to do some mediumship readings because I'm putting some final touches to the deck and I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So you are all my test subjects today. I'm going to be trying to stick to just mediumship questions. So put whoever you'd like to hear from in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Katrina. All right, let me go back up. I'm going to try and stick to mediumship. Oh, I didn't bring my second screen up. That's too much work right now. I'm going to stay on not that long because I have to get a bunch of readings done. But I kind of wanted to just make sure I didn't miss anything in this deck before I order. All right. Any messages from my mom? Try to send me who you want to hear from on the other side in the chat, please. The legacy I leave behind is woven into the lessons I taught while I was there. 2, 3. I was wrong about the way I handled certain situations. So look into a lesson that she taught while she was here. And there is this acknowledgement of wishing that certain things could have been handled a different way. We have easy does it as the token. Easy does it at the token. I don't know if I'm going to use tarot. Message from my mom. Message from my mom. The legacy I leave behind is a reminder that love never dies, it only transforms. You've made it further than you think because you've proven to yourself that you can adapt and grow. We have a strawberry. Finding the good in the bad and the bad in the good. Message from my mom. Message from my mom. You've made it further than you think because you've proven to yourself that you can adapt and grow. The truth you've been avoiding is you deserve happiness just as much as anyone else. Let me make this a little closer. The bat. The bat. Bats can see at night. You're meant to be looking in the darkness for the truth in some way. Any messages from my mom? Any messages from my mom? What's closing now is a wound that is finally ready to heal. There's something you need to let go of because your heart needs space to heal. Focusing heavily on healing. Needing to feel it to heal it is the message. Needing to feel it to heal it. My mom, Sandra. My mom, Sandra. Oh, you got a message card. You're going to notice the way I still answer your questions, even from the other side. So I guess this is going to be the answer to your question. P.S. You were never meant to carry this alone. I see the weight you're holding, the quiet burdens you don't speak about. You don't have to do this by yourself. You're allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to let others in. You are allowed to release what is too heavy to hold. You don't have to be strong all the time. I never needed you to be. Let yourself lean on others just like they lean on you. And we have debit. You're spending too much. You need to let yourself receive. Mother Jerry, from my mother Jerry. What does Jerry have for us? Look at the repeating patterns. The same name, place, or event keeps surfacing. Follow that connection. And the legacy I leave behind is written in the strength of those who carry my memory. Trying to point you towards some kind of answer here. And I just threw the dice in the token thing. Possible she's trying to point to something out of place with how I just did that. We have a pair. Message from Paris. Anything she wants to say. Message from Paris. The love I left behind is still waiting for you in the signs I send. So pay attention to the signs. I see now that love was always more important than being right. We have a shooting star. Excuse me. Looking for some kind of signs that are meant to be in your face type signs. Message from Shep. Message from Shep. The wisdom I leave behind is what we learn in life becomes the legacy we leave in spirit. And look at what's missing. The silence around a certain topic is intentional. Trust your instincts. And we have scissors, knowing when to cut something off or pull back your energy. Message from Uncle Robert. Move this closer to me. Message from Uncle Robert. What's closing now is a cycle that has been repeating for too long. You are stronger than you realize, especially when you remember that pain is temporary, but your spirit is eternal. And we have a teddy bear. A cycle that's been repeating since childhood is closing out now. It may be addressing a childhood wound. Message from my mom. Message from my mom. Our connection is strongest when you notice the little signs I send. The challenge you're facing is teaching you how to trust yourself more deeply. And we have a lighthouse leading you to face she's trying to lead you to face the right direction. Great grandmother Ruth. Great grandmother Ruth. 2, 3, 4. You're going to notice that I speak through numbers, dates, and patterns. You will always have a part of me in the moments you feel my presence unexpectedly. You're going to feel her presence as you recognize those patterns. And it says word, like, you know how it made me think of in like high school when people used to say word as like a confirmation, like, yeah, you understood the message. That's what just flashed in my mind. Message or guidance from A. Message or guidance from A. I see now that the moments I spent with you were the most valuable of all. Rest is important because you can't carry everything alone forever. And we have the sunrise. It's always darkest before the dawn. Any message from my son Parker? The anniversary of his death was yesterday. As soon as I started reading this, Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beatles started playing. Look at what you're resisting. There's a piece of this story you don't want to believe, but it's real. 1, 2, 3. You don't have to be afraid of moving forward without all the answers. You don't have to be afraid of moving forward without all the answers. lips. There's importance to something that you've stated out loud. It's almost like giving the green light to it. I'm ready. And the one where it's like seeing the truth. I'm ready. Like he's saying, I'm okay with the timing of this, even though it wasn't ideal. Message from Colton to his mother, Mia. Message from Colton to his mother, Mia. Look through others. Someone you least expect will confirm what you already sense. So he's passing a message to her through another individual, or confirming a message he's given to her from another individual. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to feel guilty about choosing to embrace happiness instead of grief. And I heard that's the one. You don't have to feel guilty about choosing to embrace happiness instead of grief. We have a pin. Put a pin in it. Put a pin in it. Stop thinking about that. Let yourself feel happy. Message from Mama. Her passing date is on the 14th. You said the timing, and this card says, look at the timing. She's like, oh, hey, girl. Hey, girl. Look at the timing. There's a reason certain memories are coming back now. What is triggering them? And rest is important because even the strongest souls need to recharge. Mama said, I said what I said. Word. It's literally the token that I just said meant confirmation. That's funny. Message from Nana Mac. Message from, Nana Mac has a whole message for you. You were never meant to carry this alone. I see the weight you're holding, the quiet burdens you don't speak about. You don't have to do this by yourself. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to let others in. You are allowed to release what is too heavy to hold. You don't have to be the strong one all the time. I never needed you to be. Let yourself lean on others just like they lean on you. If you follow the signs, you'll notice Spirit is always guiding you towards what's best. And we have a medal with number 82 on it. Let me go to this list. Message from Grandpa Fred. Message from Grandpa Fred. You've already survived loss that you never thought you would recover from. You'll know I'm near when a song from our past plays unexpectedly. The next song up was Take Good Care of My Baby by Bobby V and Snowflake. Take good care of my baby. Encouragement to feel the feelings instead of suppressing them. Oh, it moved me. Hold on. Message from my mom or anyone on my spirit team on overcoming guilt, please. Okay, so we have 2 time frames here, spring and winter. Spring is when you'll understand a past event in spring holds answers. What was happening then? So spring will bring some kind of answer. Winter holds a message for you. Your emotions run deeper in winter. Use this time for reflection. Okay, so trust that as the weather changes, you're going to start finding answers and clarity. It's always darkest before the dawn. Overcoming guilt, you feel heavy right now because you're meant to be feeling it. It's a cowboy boot. These boots are made for walking. You're meant to walk through this right now to learn something from the feelings, from the emotions. Message from my grandparents. Message from my grandparents. Spring is when you'll understand Spring is a season of renewal. Expect something to come full circle. So, something coming full circle in spring. I see now that love was always more important than being right. Because you learned that lesson, you get some kind of new understanding in spring, a gear. You're learning how things work come spring. How is Mark, my cousin, doing on the other side after his unexpected death? If you only knew that I visit in dreams more than you realize. I feel like this is a message of I'm coming to kind of confirm that I'm okay. 2, you made it further than you think because you've survived every hard day so far. I feel like this is the message of what I'm leaving behind is much harder for those I left behind to deal with than how it is for me. I'm okay. It's much harder for those that I left behind would be the message. And we have a bird, freedom. I'm okay. It's just harder for those that I left behind. Any messages from my grandmother, Sophia? Any messages from my grandmother, Sophia? The path ahead of you is unfolding in perfect timing, even when it feels slow. What is closing now is a cycle that has been repeating for too long. So trust that where you're heading is where you need to be. And there's a thimble. So things are kind of being woven into place for you. Message from my grandmother. A message from my grandmother. What is closing now is a weight that you no longer need to carry. Spring is when you'll understand healing will feel lighter during this time. Allow yourself to move forward. So right now, you're putting down what doesn't need to come forward with you. Trust that. Banana peel. What you used to what you used to trip over in the past, you just walk over now, and you're going to get a new understanding because of that. Message from Uncle Gary. Message from Uncle Gary. The thing I miss most is watching you grow into the person you are now. What I didn't understand before was that fear held me back more than anything else. So he's watching over how fear is not holding you back. Speaking through music, it's a record. Jet Airliner by the Steve Miller Band. Go to this list. Message from my mom. Friday will be the 11-year anniversary of her passing. Oh, Mama has something to say. You were never meant to carry this alone. I see the weight you're holding, the quiet burdens you don't speak about. You don't have to do this by yourself. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to let others in. You are allowed to release what is too heavy to hold. You don't have to be strong all the time. I never needed you to be. Let yourself lean on others just like they lean on you. I keep trying to show you by moving things around when you least expect it. I'm noticing the queen on the bottom of the deck as well. The love I left behind is still guiding you even when you don't see it. You're more like me than you think, is what I'm hearing. You're more like me than you think. It's an elevator. You're more like me than you think, and there's an elevator. We're connected. Any message for me today? Let's see what the message is here. What I hope you realize is that I am at peace, and I want that for you too. You don't have to be afraid of letting go of the past. Gear shift, switching gears, being encouraged to switch gears. All right, I'm back to this list. Where was I? Uncle Gary. Message from your best friend's brother, David. Message from David. You'll know I'm near when you hear my name in the strangest places. Is there more to the story? Not everything was intentional. Some things unfolded beyond my control. Some things unfolded beyond my control. A globe. Web of connection or a new level of understanding coming. Message from my mom or dad. Message from my mom or dad. You'll know I'm near when you feel a sudden warmth for no reason. I love you always. Nothing, not time, not distance, not even death can change how much I love you. That love is woven into you, into your days, into everything you do. No matter where life takes you, no matter how much time passes, my love will always be with you. You are never alone and you will never be. When I flip this card over, you're going to know which one it's from. Oh, it's the male angel. It's your dad. That was direct. Put a fork in it. Needing to bring something to conclusion. Stop thinking about something that's to your own detriment. Put a fork in it and end the negative thought. Message from my mom. Message from my mom. You're going to notice the way I guide you towards things before you even realize it. You'll know I'm near when you feel a sudden warmth for no reason. Quite literally like guiding you, like blowing you slightly in the right direction, and a spider web. Things starting to connect for you. Message from Father John. Message from John. Look through others. I don't just speak to you. I send messages through those around you. And one again, the signs are there. You just have to believe them. Trying to speak to you heavily through other people. Ghost. Him. I'm trying to speak to you through other people. Message from my dad. Let's do dad. Message. Oh, I feel like he has lots to say. Let's knock the cards out of my hand. Message from dad. Message from dad. Summer was when I felt the most alive. Listen for my presence in water, wind, and laughter. And the thing I loved most about our time together was the laughter that made ordinary days special. And you're saying, I hope they are all together. And he made sure to send a card saying together, and summer would be like in the sky, good weather, right? So we are all together. Oh, forever, infinity sign. We're all together all the time now. The directness, I love it. Message from my dad. Message from my dad. I just realized that the back of this card is the one that says I love you on it. The thing I wish I had done differently is hindsight is a gift, but love forgives the past. Hindsight is a gift, but love forgives the past. Summer was when I felt most alive. Something unresolved started in summer. What happened that year? This feels like a bit of an apology coming through. Like, I wish that I could have done something differently. And I want to give you the closure of that now. I wish I could rewrite something in that regard. Maybe tell you I love you more, because that card was the I love you card. Message from my dad's parent that I never met. Message from my dad's parent that I never met. You have more power than you realize when it comes to, you are stronger than your doubts and wiser than your fears. So you have more power than you realize when it comes to facing your fears. And the cycle you're breaking is one that's been passed down for generations. Dad's parent that you never met is saying, hey, yeah, me too. I faced these same fears. You're the one that's sent to break them. Spider web. You're not getting caught in the web. Also, web of connection through generations. Message from my sister Lori. Message from Lori. That one just like shot out. You'll always have a part of me in the strength that you carry through hard times. The cycle you're breaking is one that's been passed down through generations. So it's almost like I'm with you in whatever battle you're facing right now. And the answer is in like a key lies in how you think I would handle it. That's a lemon. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Hold on, let me go back to this list. Did that one. Any messages from Lauren? Any messages from Lauren? You will always have a part of me. Number 1, love never fades. It just finds new ways to remain. And you don't have to be afraid of moving forward without all the answers. So I'm still there with you, just in a different way. Some answers are needing to be released and just moving forward. Check. I said what I said. I said what I said. Message from Poppy. Message from Poppy. There's the king. There he is. King and Jack. The wisdom I leave behind is that fear steals more moments than failure ever could. And what I didn't understand before was that fear held me back more than anything else. So this is like a very big, what are you fearing right now? And how can you release that? Because the answer in moving forward lies right there. Love. Love is the opposite of fear, and it's in reverse. When you face the fear, you realign with love and you can find the way to move forward. Message from my mom. Message from my mom. The wisdom I leave behind is what we learn in life becomes the legacy we leave in spirit. And look through others, an old conversation holds a clue. What was said before I passed. So there's a message that couldn't have made sense at the time, but looking back at it now, it will make sense to you. Oh, it's tarot cards, like prediction, like something now is meant to bring comfort that couldn't have made sense then, but made sense now. Tarot cards. That's funny. Message from Gemma. Message from Gemma. Clarity comes when you step beyond the illusion of fear. And what do I want you to do about it? Some things were meant to be left buried, but I will show you what matters. So trust that what you need to be shown will be shown to you, and what you aren't able to uncover is not a necessary piece of the puzzle. Laundry out. And it fell on the floor. Laundry out. Dirty laundry falling. You're going to find out what you need to find out, but not things that you don't need to know that would just serve to hurt you for no reason. Is kind of how I want to word that. Message from Dad Ken. Message from my dad Ken. What I didn't understand before was that life was always about connection, not success. You don't have to be afraid of trusting yourself, even when the path is unclear. So success isn't everything, but trust yourself to take those steps forward. That gives you that sense of fulfillment. Saturn. You've gone through the battle. Now it's time to thrive. Message from Kid's dad, Mark. Message from Mark. What's closing now is 1, 2, 3, 4. The version of you that carried too much pain. The decision you're struggling with isn't just about logic. Listen to your intuition too. It's the moon. It's the moon. Listening to your intuition. I said what I said. Listening to your intuition is important. Your emotions are trying to tell you something. Message from cousin Jeremy. Message from Jeremy. Our connection is strongest when you think of me and smile. Oh, because this is about to make you smile. You were never meant to carry this alone. I see the weight you're holding, the quiet burdens you don't speak about. You don't have to do this by yourself. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to let others in. You are allowed to release what is too heavy to hold. You don't have to be strong all the time. I never needed you to be. Let yourself lean on others like they lean on you. Infinity, I'm always with you. Dad Billy. Message from your dad Billy. The truth I see now is pain was temporary, but love never faded. The thing I wish I had done differently is expressed my emotions without fear. And moon, emotions again. The importance of I might not have said it enough, but it doesn't mean I didn't feel it. Message from your mom. Message from your mom. Look at the timing. Look at patterns. Was there an event that set everything in motion? And our connection is strongest when you allow love to replace sorrow. So I'm pointing you to look at something from a place of love or understanding. Emotions, waves, let it flow. And you can't hurry. Love is the song. Something important with timing. Message from mom or dad. Message from mom or dad. You have more power than you realize when it comes to releasing the weight of what no longer serves you. Autumn brings the next step. Fall is about release. What are you still holding on to? A shift is coming as the seasons turn. Prepare for a change. And we have a ring, committing in some way to some kind of massive change. Hold on, I lost my spot somehow. Message from my grandma for my 5-year-old son about school. You've already survived things that could have broken you but didn't. So you are strong enough. You are brave enough. You are ready. And what we build in love lasts far beyond our time. So not only are you ready and you're strong and brave, but also I'm right there with you. A fish in the sea, fish, school of fish. Oh, about school, a school of fish. I'm right there with you at school. You're strong and brave. Message from my father, Tim. Ooh. Message from my father, Tim. The wisdom I want to pass down is your story isn't over yet. You'll know I'm near when a familiar scent appears out of nowhere. So your story isn't over yet. You're going to smell something that reminds you of me as some kind of confirmation star at night, or something that you've been asking for a sign appears. Message from my grandparents. Message from my grandparents. You have more power than you realize when it comes to allowing yourself to move forward without guilt. I know you've been questioning if I hear you when you talk to me. I do. I do. And it's time to move forward without guilt. A kite, let it go. A need to let something go so you can move forward without guilt. Who in spirit would have a message from you for you? Interesting. So you said, I don't think I have anyone, but if so, message from whoever it is. We have a Joker and a Wild, which makes me believe that this is from a spirit guide coming through. Spring is when you'll understand. This is when something I left behind will resurface. So breadcrumbs from your spirit team will resurface in spring, almost like you don't know how to follow the path of breadcrumbs and it'll resurface in springtime. And look at the repeating patterns. History repeats itself. How does this situation mirror the past? So a situation that comes up in spring is a second opportunity for you to handle something in a different way. Check mark. We said what we said. Message from dad. Message from dad. Autumn brings the next step. What happened last autumn? There's a message in that moment. Look in the unseen. That random thought about me was not random. Trace it back. Trace back a thought that you had about him relating to autumn time. There's some kind of direction, message, or answer there. It's the title one. It's Eye of the Beholder. So it's like when you realize what thought he's pointing towards, you'll know exactly what it means. Word is the word of the day, Kim. Yeah. Message from Ma. Message from Ma. The legacy I leave behind. We live on through the love and lessons we leave behind. I know you've been questioning why things happened the way they did. Some answers come in time. So trust that you'll get the answers when you are ready for them. Bubblegum. Things will pop in your face at the right time. Like when you're ready for the answers, you won't be able to miss them. They'll like be right in your face. Message from my dad. Message from my dad. What is closing now is a cycle that has been repeating for too long. Doubt is a test. Faith is the answer. So the answer to get out of the cycle that's repeating right now is have faith in what you know to be true, or the path that you know to be on. Bubbly. There's some kind of celebration up ahead. Can you please ask my dad if we know his real cause of death? What would dad say about his cause of death and what you know about it? Okay, so 5. You are stronger than you realize, especially when you face the past with honesty, not fear. Honesty. And then objects, locations, and records hold energy. What still carries my presence? This to me is yes, and there's additional proof of it, or there's additional evidence of it that you don't have yet, or there's something that could clarify or solidify what you know to be true. Something official, government building, some kind of official document, perhaps. But that to me, honesty is yes. Claudia, I don't know if I see another message from you. I just see the one saying I skipped. I don't see another one though. I'm just doing mediumship. So If you are getting skipped, it might be because it wasn't a mediumship question. Where am I? Hold on one second. Not members only, subscribers as well. I'm going through these. Any message from my friend Gemma? Any message from my friend Gemma? Look through others. A child or pet has sensed me more than you realize. Watch how they react. I know you've been questioning whether the signs are real, but they are. This is like I'm trying to confirm that some message was me. Balloons, letting it go, and or celebration. Would love a confirmation message from my ma. Confirmation, that is the title card. Oh, it's the title card, but she's typing at a computer. So here's your confirmation. Look in the physical world. A location I was connected to holds residual energy. Seek the feeling, not just facts. Winter holds a message for you. A memory from a cold season is important. What do you recall? Confirmation. I feel like what this is saying to me is there's more left to uncover. Like, yes, but there's more. Yes, there's more to find out, more to unpack, more to know, more to uncover. Carrot on a string, like following the carrot. I'm going to lead you to more information. Message from deceased paternal grandfather, Roy. I want you to open your heart to the future because I'll be there in spirit. I love you always. Nothing, not time, not distance, not even death can change how much I love you. The love is woven into your days, into everything you do. No matter where life takes you, no matter how much time passes, my love will always be with you. You are never alone, and you never will be. We have a cowboy boot, which also I said earlier, these boots are made for walking. So maybe a message to take back your power in some way as well. Message from Mickey for his mom. From Mickey for his mom. Rest is important because silence is when you'll hear my voice the loudest. Not distracting away from feeling feelings. Let yourself feel the feelings. Autumn brings the next step. This is the time to choose a chapter, to close a chapter that's been lingering. So closing up a chapter in autumn, rest before the change, and allow yourself to be at ease. That's when you'll feel most close to him. I didn't get a token. Oh, bed. Rest. A need to put a certain train of thought to bed. One, like let it go. Shoulda, coulda, woulda type of thought. Let it go. And also allow yourself to rest from the busyness of your mind. Message from my dad. His and his wife's betrayal. He left me unable to meditate. I'm still shell-shocked by the attacks. Number 3, he and his wife's betrayal. Number 3, the love I left behind is still in the spaces where we laughed and loved. 5, look beyond the expected. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your strongest clue will come when you least expect it. Stay open. The love I leave behind. The love I leave behind. I feel like this is pointing to an understanding that will come to you in time. The strongest clue will come when you least expect it. I almost feel like he's going to help you understand the why of why things happened in time. And while it might not be like a thrill to accept, I feel like he's going to bring some kind of closure. Hammer. I'm doing the work to get things ready. Message from Andy. Message from Andy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was wrong about the way I handled certain situations. Look through others. A child or pet has sensed me more than you realize. Watch how they react. We have a baby again. Child or baby. There's some like restoration of innocence, like a confirmation of that you understood something correctly that you're questioning is kind of how I would word that. Message from Aunt Kathy. Message from Aunt Kathy. If you only knew how many signs I've been sending. What I want you to remember about me is that I am still with you, just in a different way. So trying to get your attention in some regard, timing of something, a timer. Trying to get your attention in regard to the closing out of something or the ending of some kind of time period of something. All right, let me go back to this list. I did that one. I think I did that one. Message from my husband. Message from my husband. What's ahead of you is waiting for you to embrace it fully. The wisdom I leave behind is that fear steals more moments than failure ever could. So there's this encouragement to focus forward and seek some kind of word, which has been the confirmation all day. You're not wrong for facing forward. You need to do what's best for you. Message from my dog, TP. Message from my dog, TP. What's closing now is a story that was never truly yours to hold. Look at what you're resisting. There's a piece of this story you don't want to believe, but it's real. Almost like a message of like, if I'm on the outside looking in of something you're dealing with, I'm telling you that it's going to start to make sense as you allow yourself to believe your intuition. Word again. Confirmation again. Message from Nana Sal. Message from Nana Sal. Look at what you're resisting. There's a piece of this story you don't want to believe, but it's real. The wisdom I want to pass down is letting go isn't losing. It's making space for something better. A unicycle. Balance. A need for balance. Message from Hugh. Message from Hugh. The thing I miss the most is the connection of knowing the comfort of knowing we always had tomorrow. Grief and love exist together. One does not erase the other. Allowing yourself to know that you can allow yourself to feel the feelings and that the new day will come and you can choose to experience that day differently. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean to avoid the feeling today. The sun. Always darkest before the dawn. Message from my best friend's stillborn Raina. Message from best friend's stillborn Raina. Look at what you've been resisting. There's a piece of this story you don't want to believe, but it's real. I know you've been questioning whether the signs are real, but they are. Bells. It feels like what this is saying. I know you've been questioning. Doubt is a test. Faith is the answer. I read this to be there's like this feeling of questioning. Is there something I could have done differently? And this is saying no. Doubt is a test. Faith is the answer. And trust that it's almost like there's this presence that will kind of be felt or kind of stay. I almost want to say that appears physical, like something that appears physical that feels like it's made from this energy or this presence. And there's some kind of questioning if something could have been done differently, and there isn't anything that could have been done differently. My dad passed when I was 7. Does he have anything to say? You are stronger than you realize, especially when grief tries to consume you, but you let love guide you instead. Summer was when I felt the most alive. A trip, moment, or habit that I had in summer still lingers. And we have a heart in the water. So referencing beach or referencing needing to like go with the flow or let things come and go, like waves crashing. Tokens are begulging buttons on Etsy. They have a couple different ones. Message from your mom. Message from your mom. What I didn't understand before was how often I worried about things that didn't matter in the end. Look beyond the expected. Everything you need to know is already around you. Revisit what you dismissed. And bubbly, a cause for celebration. What does mom and dad have to say about my relationship with my siblings? Regret belongs to the past. Peace belongs to the present. Regret belongs to the past. Peace belongs to the present. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at what's missing. Not everything was recorded. Some truths were erased or never spoken. The message of some people are holding back that they actually want peace or solutions, but that doesn't mean they don't want them. It just means that they're holding back from expressing them. Oh, they want the back of this card. Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. And needing to shift perspective and look at things from a different angle. No. No. I feel like I'm going to let you unpack the no. If there's a specific question that you've put out there for them, feels like they're guiding you in a different direction or to look at it from a different perspective. Message from Granny. Message from Granny. What I didn't understand before was that life was always about connection, not success. Something you need to know about the past is someone still alive carries an untold piece of the story. Growth. Could she be pointing you towards a skill that someone in your family has that you utilizing would help in some way? My brother. Message from your brother. Message from your brother. You are stronger than you realize, especially when you remember that pain is temporary, but your spirit is eternal. The thing I miss most is the sound of your laughter filling the room. And we have a fish. School of fish. A need to find some kind of joy in whatever lesson you just went through. It's like find like the breath of fresh air after some kind of lesson is the feeling that came with that. Message from Grandma Eleanor. The thing I miss the most is the way life felt before everything changed. You don't have to feel guilty about not visiting the places you used to go with me. Change? Could it be that she's calling for a change of scenery? Like guiding you towards a necessary change of scenery? and the use of your throat chakra or some form of expression with the microphone. Anything from my mom, Rita Sue. Rita Sue. I want you to open your heart to trusting that I'm always guiding you. The thing I wish I had done differently is told you just how much you meant to me. Couch potato. Couch potato. Don't hold back expression. When you feel called to express, express. It's like a lesson that she feels to be passing to you. Message from your husband. Message from your husband. I know you wish things had happened differently, but we both did the best we could with the time that we had. You will find your strength in allowing yourself to heal without guilt. We both did the best we could with what we knew at the time. Please don't feel guilty. Allow yourself to move forward. Digging up seeds. Planted seeds, digging up. It's time to plant yourself in fresh soil and allow yourself to heal. Message from Danny. Message from Danny. The past doesn't define you, but understanding it can free you. The past doesn't define you, but understanding it can free you. The soul moves on, but love still remembers. Trying to encourage a deeper understanding about something that was done out of love. Shooting star. All right, let me go back to this list. Your mom. Message from your mom. The cycle that you're breaking is that some patterns repeat until you decide to change them. So you have changed something, which is now breaking a pattern. Look at what you're resisting. The sign has already come. You just didn't want to see it. Look at what you're resisting. Strawberry. Finding the good in the bad and the bad in the good. Message from my sister's daughter that she lost. Message from my sister's daughter. Fear only has power when you let it stop you. I know you wish things had happened differently, but we both did the best we could with the time that we had. And it's a sunrise in a window, or in a not a window. What's that picture called? What is that picture? A Polaroid picture. Sunrise in a Polaroid picture. Any messages from Dave or Bruce? Messages from Dave or Bruce. The decision you're struggling with isn't just about logic. Listen to your intuition too. The legacy I leave behind is written in the strength of those who carry my memory. When I turn over this one, you're going to have a clue of who it is. Whichever one is older. We have Forever Young by Bob Dylan on there, which is the younger one pointing to the older one, and vice versa. The older one is who that message was from. Any urgent message from past loved ones? Any urgent message from past loved ones? I know you wish things had happened differently, but there's nothing left to fix, only to remember. The thing I miss the most is the sound of your laughter filling the room. Something you're being called to remember. Book, a lesson. Whatever lesson you're going through right now, or like trial, tribulation you're going through right now, you already have the tools for it. You're just not realizing that. I'm going to stay on about 10-ish more minutes, and then I have to hop off and do some readings. Any messages from my friend Julie? If you follow the signs, you'll notice synchronicities aren't coincidences, they're confirmations. Fear only has power when you let it stop you. A giraffe. Needing to see from a higher perspective how fear is holding you back from being able to see high enough to see a way out of the maze. It's like the answer's there. You just need to shift perspective to see it. Message from Paul for my grandson, Walker Lee. The truth, clarity comes when you step beyond the illusion of fear. I love you always. Nothing, not time, not distance, not even death can change how much I love you. That love is woven into your days, into everything you do. No matter where life takes you, no matter how much time passes, my love will always be with you. You were never alone and never will be. And we have ear. He's like, listen up, boy. Let me tell you this really quick. I'd like to hear from my best friend, Glenn, who passed away 2 years ago. What does Glenn want to say? You don't have to be afraid of the unknown because you're never alone in it. Autumn brings the next step. As the leaves fall, so do the illusions. Truth will become clearer with time. And we have a magic hat. I'm bringing you answers in a way that's going to seem like magic. Does my brother know I was blamed? Does my brother know I was blamed? That came right out on its own. What I want you to remember about me is that I'm still with you, just in a different way. Does he know? Yes, because he's still with you. Look at what you're resisting. There's a piece of this story you don't want to believe, but it's real. And it's a koala. Needing to kind of climb up and see things from a bit of a higher perspective to come to a further understanding. Stacy, put it again. If I missed it, you have to retype it. Trying, guys. There's a lot. Did I do that one? Message for my daughter from her dad. Message for my daughter from her dad. I need you to trust that your intuition is real and it's stronger than you think. The signs are there. You just have to believe in them. And it's lips saying no. So trust your intuition when your intuition is telling you no. I don't know if I did this one or not. So let me do it again just in case. Message from Danny. Message from Danny. I wish I could tell you how much peace I feel now. Is there more to the story? I wasn't the only one affected. Look who else was involved. It's a microphone. Would it make sense to tell you to reach out to someone that was connected to both of you? It kind of feels like someone needs support, or you could use someone's support that would be connected to both of you. Okay, where am I on this list? Trying to see if there's anyone I did not get to yet. Message from Uncle Danny. He passed away suddenly in October. You are stronger than you realize, especially when you face the past with honesty, not fear. Winter holds a message for you. Watch for signs in snow, ice, or the way the air feels. Feels like directing you towards answers that are coming around that time. Sunglasses. Would there be a specific like look to this time period for the strength that you need right now? Seems to be the message. Message from stepdad. Message from your stepdad. The wisdom I leave behind is that nothing is ever truly lost, just transformed. Winter holds a message for you. The night sky in winter holds an answer. What constellation or moon phase connects? Looking for answers during a certain time. It's like when you're going through this specific lesson that matches the constellation in the sky, it's like the answers come in that regard. Key. You get the key to the answers. Message from Dugan. Message from Dugan. You don't have to be afraid of trusting yourself even when the path is unclear. What comes next is lighter than what you're leaving behind. It's like a something to write on. So like right now you're in the planning stage. Trust that what you're going towards is lighter stress-wise than what you're walking away from. Message from my brother. Message from my brother. What comes next is lighter than what you're leaving behind. What happened that you didn't see? Look for patterns. What happened wasn't random. Some kind of purposeful synchronicity being brought into your life to show you something. A koala to gain higher perspective. Message from Paul. Message from Paul. What comes next is filled with more peace than the past ever held. Look in the physical world. There's something unusual about my personal belongings. Check for hidden meaning. Word, confirmation. I'm going to do about 5 more and then I'm going to hop off. I'm trying to see if there's anyone I didn't get it all yet. Message from my dad. Message from my dad. Look through others. Someone close to you has their own sign from me. Ask them. Dreams, intuition, and energy shifts carry my voice. Are you paying attention? It almost feels like he has a message coming through someone else's dream specifically for you. A bomb, an explosion of information is kind of how that feels. Does my mom have a message for me? You will always have a part of me in the lessons I taught you. I am so proud of you. You don't hear it enough, but I need you to know I am proud of you. I see how far you've come, even when you don't. I see the way you keep going, even when it's hard. I see your strength in the quiet moments, in the choices no one notices. You have made it through so much, and you are still standing. You are doing better than you think, and I am so incredibly proud of you. For your boundaries and learning to say no when you don't want to say yes, specifically. Message from your mom, Patricia. Message from your mom, Patricia. You will always have a part of me in the traditions we shared. Perspective changes everything, even after life. I have a lemon. So when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And I also have planet here. So whatever you just went through is meant to be the key to moving forward. Message for Caitlin from her mom who passed. Message from Caitlin. Look at what you're resisting. Facing this won't break you. Avoiding it will. I want you to open your heart to the memories that bring joy, not just sadness. Go team. I'm still on your team, helping you through this. My husband used to joke when he passed he would haunt me. I told him he better. I don't feel him. Is he near me? Is he near me? I was wrong about believing that love had to be earned. I know you've been questioning whether the signs are real, but they are. Why can't she feel you? Look through others. An old conversation holds a clue. What was said before I passed? It's almost like he maybe gave you a heads up of a different way that he would show up. I have a cross coming out here. I feel like you're on the path to feeling him. He's showing up in a different, unique way, is what that feels like. Message from Ralph or a song. Thank you. Message from Ralph or a song. The wisdom I leave behind is to trust the timing of your life, even when it feels uncertain. 5 again, change is coming to you. You don't have to be afraid of facing the truth because it will set you free. It's a little girl. There's something you've known about yourself since you were young, and you're meant to be kind of believing that and acting as if you're ready to embrace it is kind of how that feels, like going in the opposite direction of the fear. Kathy, I don't know if I see you. All my family have passed. Any messages for me? Any messages for me? You are stronger than you realize, especially when you allow healing, even when it feels uncomfortable. P.S. I love you always. Nothing, not time, not distance, not even death can change how much I love you. That love is woven into your days, into everything you do. No matter where life takes you, no matter how much time passes, my love will always be with you. You are never alone, and you never will be. When I flip this card, you're going to know the specific person that this one's from. Don't give up. Bridge over troubled water. Someone who would be more so encouraging forward progress here as you climb some specific hill. Message from my father, Walter. Has he made peace with my mom and grandmother? Message from Walter. Look at what's missing. The silence around a certain topic is intentional. Trust your instincts. Look through others. A stranger will say something that feels oddly familiar. Pay attention. Look at what's missing. Has he made up with them? Look at what's missing. The silence around a certain topic is intentional. Trust your instincts. Look through others. A stranger will say something that feels oddly familiar. Pay attention. I feel like it's almost this energy of now it's silent. Like, was there a lot of arguing or a lot of back and forth? This is like the quiet after the chaos, or the quiet after the bickering. I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Would it make sense if I say to you that someone needed to make their full point be heard before certain things could be let go? And now, because that's happened, there's silence. I feel like yes, but for that reason. Message for my cousin Alice from her mom, Susan. For Alice from Susan. Look beyond the expected. The answer isn't what you're looking for, it's what you're avoiding. If you follow the signs, you'll notice the timing of everything makes more sense than you realize. It's like a hand sprinkling things in, like there's breadcrumbs being left. She's leaving her breadcrumbs. Trust that it's the right direction. A message from my daughter, Courtney. A message from my daughter, Courtney. You will find your strength in realizing you don't need permission to move forward. If I could go back, I would make sure you never doubted how important you are. And I have a trophy. So like #1 dad trophy, or #1 parent trophy. You got the couch potato part? I'm glad. I'm glad. Sometimes things come out and I'm like, well, they'll probably know what it means. Trying to see if there's anyone I didn't get. Message from Steve. Message from Steve. Look through others. An old conversation holds a clue. What was said before I passed. Look at what's missing. Not everything was recorded. Some truths were erased or never spoken. And we have an empty tank, empty full. It's on empty. It's almost like you've exhausted one path. Now I'm leading you onto the path that will produce answers or results. Any messages from my husband who passed last year? Any messages from my husband that passed last year? I want you to open your heart to the future because I'll be there in spirit. Awareness comes in hindsight, but wisdom carries forward. He wants one more. You will always have a part of me in the strength you carry through hard times. SOS. When you need him, send out, hey, I need to see something from you, and he'll give you some kind of sign. He'll show up when you need him. My partner, best friend who recently passed. He was young. Partner, best friend who recently passed. You were never meant to carry this alone. I see the weight you're holding, the quiet burdens you don't speak about. You don't have to do this by yourself. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to let others in. You are allowed to release what is too heavy to hold. You don't have to be strong all the time. I never needed you to be. Let yourself lean on others just like they lean on you. You have more power than you realize when it comes to releasing the weight of what no longer serves you. And we have a ladder. So gaining higher perspective, climbing up to the next level, allow someone else to support you like this person did before they passed. Don't just shut yourself off to support. My son died in front of me 1 year past February. He was trying to tell me something about 4 and had his fingers up, but suddenly died in front of me of cardiac arrest. The truth I see now is the lessons I avoided kept repeating until I faced them. Trying to tell you something. Lessons kept repeating until I faced them. 4 would be foundation of something. Look through others. I don't just speak to you. I send messages through those around you. What's the message you were sending at the time? Look through the repeating patterns. A conversation or detail from my life is playing out in yours. What is it teaching you? I want to say look towards the foundation of something. I have supermarket flowers and fishing. Something on the hook. Think foundation plus something on the hook. That's what I'm getting from that. Foundation plus something on the hook. And I have a medal here with number 82. Foundation plus something on the hook. Why did that make me think boat? Boat, like boat anchored in? Something anchored in? Something anchored? Hopefully that makes sense to you. Message from my late mother who died in 1990. We have the Queen of Hearts, the mother card coming out. It's the Queen of Cups. The love I left behind is still wrapped around you every single day. Doubt is a test. Faith is the answer. Word, confirmation. Doubt is a test. Faith is the answer. I feel like it's faith in yourself, guiding you to have faith in yourself and some kind of decision making. Message from my dad, Jerry. Not all answers are found in the past. Some are still waiting to be revealed. Love doesn't end. It just waits patiently for you to recognize it. The answers are there. You'll recognize them when you're ready. Eye of the Beholder, the title card. Eye of the Beholder. I'm bringing you answers in a way that you will understand. All right, I'm going to do about 2 more, and then I really have to hop off. Trying to see if there's anyone I didn't get yet. Any message from my daughter? Any message from my daughter? I love you always. Nothing, not time, not distance, not even death can change how much I love you. That love is woven into you, into your days, into everything you do. No matter where life takes you, no matter how much time passes, my love will always be with you. You are never alone and you will never be. Some truths stay hidden until you're ready to find them. And we have a match. You'll find your way to the right writing on the wall when it's time for you to understand the symbolism that it's written in, if that makes sense. Message from my mom and Tiger. Message from my mom and Tiger. I love you always. Nothing, not time, not distance, not even death can change how much I love you. The love is woven into your days, into everything you do. No matter where life takes you, no matter how much time passes, my love will always be with you. You are never alone and you never will be. Love never fades. It just finds new ways to remain. Pyramid. An answer to something lies in the history. My mother is looking after me as part of my spirit soul. She has a question for me. The thing I miss the most is the comfort of knowing we always had tomorrow. Love doesn't just end. Love doesn't end. It just changes form, but never disappears. She has a question for me. The comfort of knowing we always had tomorrow. It just changes form. Look at the last question you feel to have had from her. It feels like there's a different way to ask that question that gets an answer instead of a lack of answer, if that makes sense. It feels like you don't have an answer to the last question or you're trying to figure something out. Ask that question in a different way. All right. Last one, and then I have to hop off. I will be doing this again, though. I'm going to do this again next week. And also a members live tomorrow, and then hopefully a true crime video on Friday. A message from my mom. A message from my mom. Our connection is strongest when you trust that I'm listening. Love doesn't end. It just lives in the moments we shared. Love doesn't end. It just lives in the moments we shared. An elevator. There was a moment that the two of you kind of spent a lot of like a season where you were together a lot. There's an answer to a question you have now that lies in that time period. Don't Stop Believing by Journey. And it's yes is the, you can't really see, but that says yes. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to my mods for helping out. I do have to hop off. I will be back on as soon as I can to do another one of these, and talk to you soon.